Hey guys, Mark McKillier here with Live Anabolic, and today I got 4 fantastic exercises for you guys that target your love handles. Now, this may be the most important link that you've seen all day, so stick around because at the end of these exercises, I have a really special trick that I use personally to get rid of my love handles, so don't go away. All right, so guys, there's a lot more to our midsection than just your abs. You know, the six-pack that everybody really wants to get. We also have these oblique muscles that come in from the side, and they control our body and our torso when we twist from side to side or when we bend from side to side. So those are muscle groups that a lot of guys just neglect, because if you're just doing standard crunches or leg lifts or something like that, you're not really going to engage your obliques, hardly at all, matter of fact. And then when we're trying to get rid of our love handles, guys, I think that's a great misnomer, because the bigger your love handles are, the less love you're going to get, right? So these guys with these big, giant love handles, they ain't getting no love. The guys with no love handles, the guys with the ripped abs, they're the ones getting all the love. So I want to give you 4 really good techniques on how to target our obliques today. And the very first one is just called a torso twist. Now, all these exercises are going to be done with bands, all right? So you can do these anywhere, all right? That means you can stick these in your suitcase when you guys are traveling and do them on the road. You can do this in a motel room just as easily as I'm doing them right here in my hallway at my house, all right? So I want you to start with the anchor at about a mid-level location here, because remember, we got basically 3 anchor positions. We got high, mid, and then low down at the bottom of the door. So this one, put it right around waist level, okay? And then I want you to double up, okay, with the bands here, all right? So get 2 handles, and I'm gonna grab it with both hands. And then guys, I'm gonna step away from the anchor or the door, and you're gonna have a really nice wide base here, all right? Because this bands are really gonna be pulling us. And I wanna hold my arms kind of out in front of me, and I want a little tension here, all right? So I don't wanna be standing too close, otherwise nothing happens during the first part of the movement. So a little bit of tension here, and these torso twists, I want you to just literally twist your entire body. Now I want you to try to keep your hips facing relatively straight forward. It's your shoulders that I want twisting to the side, okay? So nice control. All the way over, guys. And then don't let it get slack over here, all right? See how I'm going too far? There's no resistance. So I want you to stop while there's still some resistance, all right? So you really are gonna feel this in your waist, guys. And keep your feet planted. So don't twist your feet like that, because when you twist your foot, you turn your waist and you end up pushing the handle like this, as opposed to twisting your torso, all right? So this is one of those exercises, guys, if you don't focus on the correct form, you're not really gonna get the benefit out of it that you otherwise could. So don't pick a resistance that's too heavy, okay? So I would much rather you pick a lighter weight band and do really good strict form. And if it seems like it's a little too easy for you, you don't even have to change the band. Just step further away from the door, okay? That's gonna preload those bands a lot more and make that band or that resistance much higher. And then the other thing is, if you're in the middle of a set and you're thinking, this is just getting too easy, all right? So instead of stopping, step a little further away from the door and do more reps and do it slower. Those are 3 different things you can do real quick to make that set really tough. All right, exercise number 2 is really fun. So you guys might have heard of a wood chopper before, and typically we do them from high to low. So we'll put the anchor up at the top of the door, all right, and then we bring it down pretty much like you would be chopping wood with an axe. But there's a really fun, interesting variation on that. And basically it's like a reverse wood chopper, right? So we're gonna start down low, and we're gonna be pretending like we're bringing the axe up, like we're getting ready to chop down on a big log. So the anchor needs to be down at the bottom here, at the bottom of the door. We're gonna double up once again on the handles here. You only need, 1 resistance band. I'm gonna grab the handles with both hands. Now, just like all these exercises, I want to have some pre-tension here, so I'm gonna step away from the door a little bit. And all of these require a big, wide stance, right? So I'm not over-exaggerating here. This is how you really need to do it as far as your legs and your feet position are concerned, all right? And I'm gonna start down kind of low with my handles down near my knee, okay? And I wanna twist and bring those handles up about head height, way over to my left side. So I wanna come all the way back down, right lower knee, all the way up. Now, remember, I want you guys to pay attention to where I'm looking, okay? So you can't just look forward and do this, all right? You're not gonna get the correct range of motion. So you're literally gonna look at the handle, okay? So your eyes can follow that handle as it moves. Okay, so I'm gonna let go of the handle real quick and explain a little bit more about the form. So my arms are gonna form like a triangle right here in front of my chest, all right? And I'm gonna be turning that triangle, okay? So I can turn this way with the triangle, or I can go down and turn it up, okay? So I don't want my arms changing and moving from side to side. See how the triangle is breaking down when I do that? So in front of you, right in front of your sternum, and you twist your sternum and keep those hands in the same place relative to your chest. That's the key, and that's what's gonna activate those oblique muscles. All right, this third exercise has got a really kind of clever little name. It's called a standing teapot. All right, so what the heck is that? How does that focus on our obliques? Well, guys, you can do this at the gym, okay, really easily if you got a bunch of heavy dumbbells. But we're talking about just resistance band only, right? So how are we going to replicate lateral side bends where we would normally be holding a dumbbell with bands? All right, let me show you how to do this, guys. Now remember, because we're gonna be bringing this handle up, okay, we got a lot of strength in our body with this particular exercise. We're gonna be using a lot of muscle groups, so we have a lot of leverage over the resistance band, so you're gonna need several bands, all right? You're gonna have to experiment. And the other thing is, remember, I always want these bands to have tension on them at the very bottom of the movement, okay? So this handle's gotta be down below my normal hand height here, right? So it's gotta be lower than here, which means I have to start way down here, and I have to loop these around my feet like that, okay, so that they don't slide. So we're gonna do one side at a time, guys, all right? So I'm gonna focus on the right side first. You knock out however many reps you're called to do as far as your workout. So it could be 10, 15, maybe even 20. But the teapot is you just put your offhand up here on your head, and all I'm gonna do is focus on just leaning as far as I can and then as far as down, all right? So, and guys, it's slow motion, and then really don't just focus on the lean. I want you to focus on what's happening in your midsection here, guys. So you're gonna feel a lot of tension in those obliques, okay? And then contract your core, okay? Hold that gut in while you're turning from side to side. And if it feels a little too easy, all right, you can shorten, okay, the bands under your feet here. So basically, that's a lot tougher because the bands are already have a more pre-tension in them. And so at the top of the movement, this would be the top of the movement. I want you to hold it for a split second, and then down, up, one count. Down. One. So guys, when you really pay attention to the form, okay, and when you crunch at the top, and when I say a one count, if you're not feeling it, okay, hold it a little longer. Go to the top and go 1, 2, and then back down, all right? So knock out one side, and you don't need a lot of rest here. You shouldn't be getting out of breath doing these teapots. Switch over to the other leg and make sure the bands are the same length when you go from side to side. So you don't want one side to be much easier than the other side. So this is a really straightforward way you can do this kind of stuff, and you don't need to anchor under a door or anything. You just use your own body weight and your feet. So try this out, guys, and be sure to focus on the form. All right, so exercise number 4 today is another fun sounding exercise. It's called a seesaw, all right? So for this particular exercise, I want you to put the anchor about mid-level, okay? And you're not gonna be able to do a lot of resistance here, all right, guys? So I'm gonna have you double up on the handles like we've done on several of the other exercises, all right? And I'm gonna come straight back from the anchor point, okay? So I need to have a fair amount of pre-tension, okay, for this particular exercise. And this is very similar to a side twist, all right? But we're gonna go from side to side, back and forth, back and forth. We're not just gonna focus on one side only, okay? So, look, you know, once again, man, all these exercises I do with these resistance bands just require a really wide athletic stance, a big wide base, all right? Because these bands are gonna be trying to pull you off balance, all righty? So this is very similar to some of the other 3 exercises I showed you, because we're gonna try to keep these bands more or less in front of me, all right, in front of my chest, and I'm gonna be turning my torso. I'm not gonna be moving my arms side to side so much. So bend your knees, okay, big wide stance, and then I'm just gonna twist as far as I can from one side, and then straight over to the other. And watch my eyes and my head. I'm following those handles in front of me. And I'm trying to keep this triangle that my arms make with my chest. I'm trying to keep it consistent all the way. So you get over here. 1, 1, 1 count. Now, one thing I don't want you guys to do is this. I don't want you, all right? So when I'm doing that, the resistance, okay, is basically just throwing me from side to side, and I'm using momentum to accomplish the twist, okay? So you gotta slow it down, guys, and I want your body to really feel that twist. And when you do it correctly, you're really gonna feel it right in here, okay, guys? Not so much your abs, not so much the front of your stomach, but the sides, your obliques are what are really gonna kick in. All right, so this is a fantastic way to hit those love handles and build some muscle so that when you do lose that body fat, you're gonna have some ripped abs showing. All right, guys, so I know that was a little obnoxious, but the point is, doing these exercises will build a fantastic looking washboard, and man, ain't nothing more sexy than great abs, especially when you had your shirt off walking around the pool, working out in the yard, mowing your yard with no shirt on. But for you guys that stuck around and listened to all 4 exercises, remember I promised you my personal secret to getting ripped abs? Guys, right there, what I put in my mouth. That is so important, all right? So number 1, the easiest thing for all of you guys out there, okay, to get rid of those love handles, all right, drink tons of water. And I mean more than you want. You really do need to be drinking a gallon of water today. So what that does is it flushes out a ton of toxins, okay? It makes your body work more efficiently, all right, when it comes to burning calories. And then it also makes you full, so you're not hungry, you don't have those cravings and those munchies, all right? And then secondly, you have to figure out how to eat healthy. And I don't mean just 2 or 3 times a day or just a couple of meals a week healthy, okay? You need to eat healthy all the time. You can have cheat meals, all right? You can have some drinks. I love my bourbon and my vodka, guys, but I eat healthy 90% of the time. And then 2 or 3 times a week, I can eat, you know, something that's not so bad, but I avoid the sugar. So when it comes to cheat meals, guys, cheeseburgers and fries are the way to go. Avoid cake and ice cream. That is way, way worse for you than a cheeseburger and fries, okay? And why is that? Well, I'm working my ass off at the gym, right? I'm trying to build muscle, and cheeseburger and fries has tons of nutrients, macros in there that your body needs to build muscle, okay? Your body doesn't need anything in ice cream or cake or any other refined sugar, all right? So those are the worst things you can do. Matter of fact, I get emails from guys all the time, and I answer all of y'all's emails, all right? And I have people telling me, man, I've been working my ass off, I've lost 20 pounds, I feel fantastic, but I can't get rid of those last little few 5 to 10 pounds, those love handles. And the guy is honest. You know, you guys are honest with me with your emails. They say, I have a sweet tooth, and it's kicking my ass. And you know what my answer is? Tough shit. My mom used to say this. My mom used to say tough T-bone, all right? So I have an Australian client, all right, and he sent me this long email. I loved it, okay? He's ex-military. He's done fantastic. He's got all these injuries. He's working around. He's lost a ton of weight. But he goes, Mark, sweets are my weak point. And I said, I'm going to fly over to Australia and personally kick your ass if you don't stop eating that crap, all right? You can do it, all right? So how do I do it? What is my trick to not eating crappy food? It's easy. You don't bring it in the house. So I'm just like you guys. If I have candy bars or ice cream laying around, guess what? I'm eventually going to eat it, all right? I may be able to put it off for a week or two with willpower, but eventually it's going to be gone, all right? So you don't bring it in the house. It's as simple as that. When you are shopping, or when your wife or girlfriend is shopping, kill them if they bring that stuff. Just tell them, no more. Simple as that, guys. Nutrition, what you put in your mouth every day, is one of the only things that we have total, complete control over, okay, when it comes to our daily lives. You can give me an excuse when it comes to work, all right? You know, you had to work late, you missed your workout, all right? You're just exhausted. You can give me an excuse when it comes to your investments or your kids or all kinds of other things, because you don't have total control. But ain't nobody holding a gun to your head forcing you to eat crappy food. That is your decision every single second of the day, all right? And I know it's hard, but you know what happens? After you get over the hump and start eating healthy for a couple, 2-3 weeks, it becomes so much easier because your body literally adjusts to these new foods, and you haven't been feeding it that crap anymore, and it loses its cravings, okay, for all that sugar and high fat stuff that you might have been munching down on. So guys, I know it's hard, but tough T-bone, as my mom used to say. And that, my friends, is my secret trick to getting rid of those love handles. All right, so guys, I don't want you to get discouraged because your love handles don't disappear by next weekend, all right? It takes time, it takes consistency, but I promise you can do this. In 2 or 3 months, you will make huge inroads. And how long is that's nothing. 2 or 3 months is nothing, all right? That's just the blink of an eye, guys. So remember, it doesn't happen overnight, so you have to stick with it and never give up on yourself.